Hey, what's up, guys? This video is about letting her borrow money. You have some guys that's, nice guys typically do this, right? The ones who, I'm going to do this for her and she'll eventually like me. You guys got to understand, man, especially nowadays, a person word is literally, it's pretty much nothing, man. So when you're out here in the dating market, you mess around with these women, I'm going to say this, bro. Don't put yourself in a bad situation to try to gain brownie points for a female, for her to hopefully like you, so you want to do all this stuff for her, and you get nothing out of return. Probably the last thing you do is to let her quote unquote borrow money. For some reason, not just women but people in general, when they say borrow, they really mean give. They have no intention to pay you back. I'm gonna say this too. If you're the kind of person that let people borrow money, be prepared to not get that money back, potentially get that money back, especially if it's somebody new. That's probably the hardest part. And even if it is somebody new, you have somebody probably was, letting borrow money several times, many times, and then I know where they just stop stop paying you back. So that can happen. That can happen. That does happen, and it will happen. Not everybody, but that's normally what happens. First time, you let somebody borrow money, pay you back. The second time, third time, then I don't know where, like the fifth time, they just ghost you. They just a no-go. If that woman is not, I don't even know, man. Obviously, the right answer is not letting anybody borrow money. But if you just bet this female or whatever, and then all of a sudden she asks you, she need to borrow some money or whatever, just tell her you don't have it, bro. It's that simple. I know you might like her and all this other stuff, but you don't want to put yourself in a financial situation where you let her borrow money and all of a sudden she ghosts you or whatever, and that's it. And then a lot of times they won't pay you back, and then they'll make you look like the bad guy online. So be prepared for that. Some of you guys probably already dealt with that before. I had one guy, the same guy I told you about, that the foster kid or whatever, the one with him and his girl was staying in an apartment, then he couldn't pay his car note and they repossessed his car note. His girl ended up leaving him. I let the dude borrow $200 at one point, and we saw what he was going through, whatever like that. So he was looking for a job, and he eventually got a job. So that would led me to let him borrow the money. Like I said, I know him for a little bit, whatever, but seemed like a stand-up dude, whatever. He said, "Oh man, he was going around asking people to borrow money. He had like a trip or whatever like that, and then he kept telling me, he gonna pay him back, and it's like he got all the money at the same time from me and other people, whatever." And he ended up not paying us back. You know what I mean? It's like, when you let someone borrow money, they'll give you the detail, I'll pay you back next week or whatever the case may be. And then when that day come, you hear nothing from them. They never come up with your money and nothing like that. So it's so pathetic how you got to come to that person and ask about your money, right? Like, bro, you say you're going to pay me back on Thursday. It's Friday. What's up? You ain't text me, call me, you ain't show with the money. You ain't send me well, back then, they ain't have all the Cash App stuff, but you ain't send me the Cash App or the PayPal, Zelle, none of that. So at the end of the day, he didn't pay me back, whatever. But moving forward, you have to be very cautious. Okay, if I let this person borrow money, I have to be prepared to never get it back. That's just reality. Now, it's not the point that it's $10, $20, $100, whatever. I heard a story about females letting their so-called friends borrow thousands of dollars, and you already know how that went. You know what I mean? I'm like, the matter of fact, that one chick I tell I messed with the little chubby chick I met at IHOP, the one with the two baby daddies or whatever. She let her friend, because this is the thing too. This the thing too, bro. Now at that time she was just a single hoe. She had no responsibilities. Her friend was married at the time, probably still is, but at the time she was married, they had like 2-3 kids, whatever like that. So I guess the husband working full time and she wasn't working. And that's the thing too, bro. Like, if you're gonna be, you have to understand what your finances are, right? If you're not making a certain amount of money, I'm gonna say this too. If you want this woman to stay at home and you're gonna be paying all the bills, the whole nine, you have to make automatically 120. Now I know there'll be some guys in the comments, but I'm doing it with 50 or 60,000 or 75. I understand that. But in order for you to fully take care of another person, a grown-ass adult that doesn't have a job, you need to automatically, not necessarily double your salary, but you need to add automatically 40,000 to it. You know what I mean? 40,000, 30,000 to whatever you making. So just to play it safe, you gotta make automatically 120, and that's after taxes for you to easily be able to do that. Now, if you want to include kids, guess what? So you have guys that's in a position, they don't make a lot of money, but they're so hell-bent on, oh, you know, I want my wife to stay at home, I'll raise, you know, I'll take care of the family financially. And they got 3 kids. It's like, bro, you don't make enough for that. So sad reality is she's going to get off her ass and get a job. So in her case, the dude was just working. She wasn't working, which is like, you already know, they already know they finance when they're in this situation. They know, I don't care what you guys say, they know the situation they in. So for you to be in that situation knowing that the husband doesn't make a lot, but you still at home sitting on your ass, y'all deserve whatever y'all get. Because you're not trying to help him support the family, you're not trying to help him build or whatever. Now, I'm not saying you got to do that forever, but at the beginning of y'all relationship or at that time, y'all need to have two incomes. That's what it is. So anyway, the dude was working. He ended up getting fired or whatever like that. I think he had like a business or whatever. Anyway, it went to shits. So she came to her and asked her to borrow, I think it was like $5,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? $5,000. Matter of fact, the next time I reach out to her, I'm going to ask her about it. So, her being stupid, she let that girl borrow $5,000. Remember, these people are married. This not some regular old chick that's just doing everything by herself. No, she a stay-at-home mom, ain't doing shit. The husband, he out there working where he got fired, so they don't have no source of income. When in reality, if they both was working, they wouldn't be in that position. So they got you know what happens with that. You lose a job, you lose a house, you lose a car. So they went through all that or whatever. So remember, the worst thing you ever do is let somebody borrow money. I did that before. $200, whatever. Never see that again from or whatever. The worst thing you can ever do is to let somebody borrow money who doesn't have a job. That's just reality, bro. If anything, wait until they get the job and go ahead and, let them borrow some money. But I'm going to say this again. If you let somebody borrow money, be prepared to never see that money again. So remember, both of them don't have a job. So with that being said, okay, y'all a married couple. Y'all need to figure that out. Get a loan or whatever. Go pawn some stuff, whatever. You figure it out. So the fact that her girl, she asked that girl for $5,000, first of all, she knows she was a dumbass, because she is a dumbass. She let her borrow the $5,000. She told me about it, and you already know. If you ain't watched my videos, you already know how I am for the most part. Anyway, I'm an asshole, bro. So she told me, and I told her, I said, first thing that came out of my mouth, I said, first of all, why the fuck you let her borrow $5,000? And I'm not gonna throw out what I told her exactly, but I'm gonna keep it clean for once. Why the fuck did you let her borrow $5,000 when they both don't have a job? Because at first she didn't want to tell me how much. I asked her, she was smart up. I said, man, how much you let that girl borrow? And she ain't want to tell me off rip, so I already knew it was a lot of fucking money. It ain't no $100, $20, nothing. I already knew it was a lot of money. $5,000, bro. I said, why the fuck you let that girl borrow $5,000 when they both don't have a job? I said, I'm tell you this right now, because you fucking stupid. She not gonna pay you back. She's not gonna pay you back because she know you're a dumbass and she took advantage of it. She's not gonna pay the money. She said she's gonna pay me the money back, when they find a job and get on their feet. I said, first of all, you know how long something like that takes? They at the bottom now. They had a mortgage. They had a couple car notes. They lost all of that. So the last thing on their mind is paying you back. I said, first of all, they not gonna pay you back right away. First of all, I told her, first of all, she not gonna pay you back. So just forget about the money. She's not gonna pay you back. On top of that, they got fucking 3 kids, all this stuff. They got to find a place to stay. They got to get caught up on, all this thing, get back on their feet, bills and all this stuff. They not gonna pay you back. And on top of that, you're not gonna be the first thing they take care of. That's reality. So she looking stupid, and I told her what it was. I said, don't worry about blowing her phone up like that, because she not gonna pay you back, homie. She not gonna do that. I said, you the dumbest. Oh my God, you the dumbest female I ever met. For you to let somebody borrow $5,000. And it's 2 of them. I say I can understand if it was just her. And on top of that, you still shouldn't have let her borrow that much money. I see like $500 or something, or at the max. But I said, she not gonna pay you back, bro. The fact that it's 2 grown ass adults and they asking your ass for that kind of money, you so stupid that you gave it to them. don't even worry about seeing that money ever again, bro. I said, that's what happened with dumbass people. People take advantage of dumbass people, and you're a dumbass. Now, there's going to be some soy boy in the comment section. Oh, AMA, you know, man, you a crazy dude. You wild, this and that. I don't know why. Shut up, bro. Don't worry about what I be doing. I'm just telling you guys a story. I want you to learn from her being stupid. Now, I say, I lost the $200 from my old boy or whatever like that, but best believe he lost a whole lot more than that. He lost, that dude went to jail for like 6 months. The girl over there got bent over by another dude or whatever like that. I think she got a kid and all that stuff like that. He hit rock bottom and now he take care of somebody else's kid. You know what I mean? He over here married to a baby mama. You know what I mean? Over here take care of some strange kid. I guarantee you what, the actual baby daddy is still sleeping with her at some point in time. Or he will start sleeping with her at some point in time, because you already know, every time, you know what I mean, when somebody come in her life, nobody mess with the baby mama when she by herself. But as soon they get word that she over here moved on with her life, that's when they want to spin the block, bro. And then you already know the female, because she's so damn fragile, she's so easy, that she opened back up to him, and then she try to rebuild the relationship with him while she already with another dude. So that's just what it is, bro. Accept it, whether you care or not. So with that being said, she missed out on $5,000. I missed out on $200, but at the end of the day, it's a freaking limit. So I told her right off the rip, because she over here had faith that was going to work out for her. It's not going to work out for you, fam. That was a setup for you to take an L, and you took that L with both hands. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So that's reality. Matter of fact, I got one more story. It's a lady I went to school with, middle school, high school. She's accountant now. She let her friend, well, you know what? That's nothing compared to what old girl let her borrow, but she let her so-called friend borrow $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a story, right, or whatever. She told us online, because obviously she you know, she trying to reach out to her. She ain't pay her back. She's like, God damn, let me go ahead and tell my story. So she let her friend borrow $1,000, and back then, it's still a lot of money now, but back then, you know, we was in our 20s, like, damn, you don't let people borrow that kind of money. So she let her borrow $1,000, and she never paid her back. So she got on Facebook, and she went on ahead and just told her story. The fact that she let that girl borrow money and she just straight up ghosted her is mind-boggling, bro. Like I say, money is not the root of all evil. Money is what leads you to evil. It's basically a roadmap to evil. You get enough money, you're eventually gonna go down that roadmap to evil, the headquarters of evil. That's exactly what it is. So obviously the girl is broke. And I'm like, first of all, how am I gonna let you borrow $1,000 when you don't even make $1,000 a week? And on top of that, if I let you borrow, I'm just saying hypothetically, I wouldn't do it, but hypothetically, if I let you borrow $1,000, you automatically got to make $2,000 a week. I'm not talking about $1,000 every 2 weeks. I'm not talking about $1,000 every 3 weeks. I'm not talking about $1,000 every 4 weeks. I'm talking about you need to make $2,000 every week, So whatever you guys talking about, that's the problem too. That's the thing too. You only can let somebody borrow money based off their income. A lot of you people are not doing it. Like I say, little dumbass girls messing with who gave her friend. She ain't give it to her. You know what I mean? But that's how she see it. Oh, she gave it. No, bitch. She let you borrow the money, but you ain't pay her back. Anyway, she let that girl borrow $5,000. First of all, the girl doesn't have a job. She didn't have a job, fam. So you messed up automatically. Like I say, people will test you. And at the end of the day, it's up to you if you're going to let somebody get over on you or not. Now, I understand people trustworthy, this and that, but in life, at some point in time, you got to own up to your own accountability, bro. I say, I know you're going in there with a good heart, but I tell you guys all the time, if you let people take advantage of you, they're going to take advantage of you, bro. That's just reality. I'm telling you guys right now, I understand your heart is probably in a good place, but I'm telling you guys the real. If you let somebody take advantage of you, they're going to take advantage of you, and they won't give two shits about it. That's life, bro. Like I say, you go out there in the jungle. I told you guys before about the tiger scenario. You think a fucking tiger is not going to take down a wounded deer? No, bro, it's going down, bro. Like I told you guys before, that deer's gonna get handled rated R style, fam. That's reality. So you can't be out here in the jungle being a wounded deer, bro. You gotta have survival instincts. So anyway, I shamed her for that or whatever like that, and that's on to the next. So like I said, the other girl, she let her borrow $1,000. She never paid her back. She goes to the whole nine. She never heard from again, so she let everybody know on Facebook what went down. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the pro tip, I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. Just want to put that out there, because I don't want nobody coming back, put me on TMZ or whatever. If you're gonna let somebody, the rule of thumb, if you're gonna let somebody borrow money based off their income. Prime example, if you make $5,000 a month, I'm not gonna let you borrow $20,000, homeboy. Not happening. If you go to a actual financial advisor or whatever, they're going to let you know, like my brother say, that's a bad financial, what did he say? I want to messing up. He said that's a financial mistake. No, that's a bad decision. There we go. I had to get it right. I didn't want to just continue the video and mess that line up. You know, that's a bad investment. There we go. I got to hold it down for my brother. But anyway, that's a bad investment. So in her case, the girl that I was messing with that gave her, that let her friend borrow $5,000 that she'll never see again, that let her friend borrow $5,000, she didn't have a job, so it's automatically negative. And remember, her friend, she was married. That's a man, bro. You was handling financial responsibilities. You go figure it out. Go get you a bank loan. Go to your homeboys. Go to your people and ask for a loan. You over here asking this female whatever. So whatever. I don't know what happened. Like I say, we ain't talked to her. I'm talking to the girl who that I was messing with that let her borrow the money. So whatever the case may be, she ain't gonna see that money. Cause like I said, the girl ain't have a fucking job. And then you gonna let her borrow $5,000 or whatever? Nah. So she out there from the start. The other chick who let her friend borrow $1,000, that's a lot of money, bro. I don't care what you say. I guarantee, no matter, I don't even know the girl. You know what I mean? I went to school with that one girl who had the money, but the girl, her friend, I don't know her or whatever, but I guarantee you this, that girl don't make $1,000 a week. And I tell you guys right now, for it to make sense, for you to let her borrow $1,000, she has to automatically make $2,000 a week. So you do the math, 2 times 4, that's $8,000 a month, right? That's how them loan companies base how much they gonna let you borrow. I mean, on top of your credit or whatever. But this put credit to the side. Let's say if they don't go off of credit, just hypothetically speaking, they're gonna go off how much money you make. That's why they ask you, like, when you're doing loans or all that other stuff like that, how much money you make. That way they can base, how they gonna handle you when it come down to a loan. So if I let you borrow $1,000, you're going to have to make $8,000 a month for me to comfortably let you borrow that $1,000. And of course, it's going to be paperwork involved. And of course, it's going to be interest involved, because the higher we go up, the more legit it got to be. This ain't no $20, homeboy. We ain't doing no $20. So the higher that loan gets, once it gets to a couple hundred, you know what I mean? Well, actually, fuck it. Once it gets to 200, we're gonna have some paperwork. It ain't gonna be some interest. That's what it is. Call it what you want, man. That's life, bro. Because at the end of the day, these people don't care about you. You gotta care about yourself. You gotta take care of yourself, bro. You gotta take care of you and your family. That's all. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. At the end of the day. So that's what happens. So what she should have done, like I said, a lot of them will do that. They'll gain trust with you, whatever like that. Especially the people who, the ones who doing good life. Of course, let me guess, you got a whole bunch of so-called friends, so-called people come around, want to hang out with you, want to invite you places. Yeah, because they trying to get good with you, so they can go ahead and start getting money out of you, fam. Oh yeah, he trusts me good enough. Let me go ahead and get $20,000. Stuff like that happens. That happens. So that's why if you run across a lot of wealthy people, a lot of them are angry because of that. But anyway, so the $1,000. She had to automatically make $8,000 a month for that to make sense for her to let her borrow money. On top of that, you need paperwork. So of course she didn't do that because females, they go off their emotions. Same way with the girl who let her so-called friend borrow $5,000. She ain't had no fucking paperwork behind that. She did, okay, I'll let you borrow dumbass. That's all it is, a dumbass, bro. So I'm gonna say this too, bro. It's okay to say no, and a lot of times this is what they're gonna do, because I've been there plenty of times. They're gonna try to shame you. They're going to try to manipulate you. They're going to try to belittle you. Oh, you got all that money, you can't help your grandma. You got all that money, you can't help your little cousin now. It ain't nothing but money. All right then, shit, go find somebody else to let you borrow money. It's okay to say no, bro. And don't best believe, I've been in a position many times. When people know you got a lot of money, they're going to do everything they can to get into your head to make it seem like you a piece of shit if you don't let them borrow money. Remember, they say borrow, but rarely say, in their eyes, it means to give them money. So it's okay to say no, bro. I don't care if your mom, your uncle, your nephew, or whatever. Like I said, the ones close to your family, they're gonna try. They're gonna bring your cousin, your sister. They're gonna be crying. They're gonna try to make you look bad, right? Make you like an enemy. At the end of the day, it don't matter, bro, because they really respect you. They wouldn't put you in a situation to make you try to manipulate you, or try to trick you, or belittle you in front of the family because you ain't want to give them your hard-earned money. Like I said, they got ways to get money. Go to a bank, bro. Go get your a private lender, or whatever. Go to the pawn shop. Go sell some stuff or whatever. They can do that, but they don't want to do that because they know they gotta pay that. They gotta pay that back or whatever. So that's why they come to you, because in their eyes they're like, okay, I'm gonna ask him, can I borrow the money? But in reality, he got it, so he ain't gonna worry about it. So I don't need to pay him back. I hear it all the time from these goddamn athletes, bro. Retired athletes and stuff like that, man. So just be aware of that. Remember, I'm not saying that you should never let anybody borrow money, but I'm gonna say this right now. It's okay to always say no. Because at the end of the day, that's your money, fam. And if you do let somebody borrow money, have the paperwork involved, and on top of that, based off how much they asking, you gotta make an executive decision, fam. But no matter what, after a certain dollar amount, you gotta have paperwork. Like I said, after 100, sign this paperwork. Here's the rules and regulations. And hey, if you want them kind of people that want to charge interest or whatever, do your thing. That way you got a paper trail, and then you can go from there. But it shouldn't have to be that way, right? Because you should be able to trust somebody and use their word. But in today's time, bro, it's very common for somebody to borrow money from you and then just ghost your ass. So just letting that be known. Like I said, I took a small little hit, but it's $200. That was like 10 years ago. I ain't worried about that money or whatever. But that's a situation that people put themselves in. Like I said, they'll ruin friendships and family family relationships. It will. It's always been happening. That's the fastest way to ruin a relationship, bro. Whether it's friends or family, is when you put money involved. You know what I mean? They don't pay you back, whatever, they do you dirty. That's the fastest way to destroy any relationship. So in them two women cases, like I said, mine was pretty much nothing compared to them. 5,000, she should have said fucking no. Like I said, if she would have asked me before, then I would have shut that shit down. Like I say, even though that wasn't my woman or whatever, this is the thing, bro. If you can look at these videos I'm putting out as far as, the experience I have with these women, you can look at it as a bad experience or a good experience. And I'm going to say that a lot of you guys don't give a shit. You're not thinking like that. You're not looking out for these females. Like say this, oh, she ain't my girl. I'm just going to bend her down. And there's all, no, bro. Even though I was busting these girls down, doing them bad, I still was looking out for them. I still was doing stuff, in their favor to protect them. Because at the end of the day, I still got to watch over these little ugly ass little girls. You know what I mean? The ones I'm dealing with. So just because we not married, you're not my girl, don't mean I'm not going to look out for you. So like I said, if she would have, that's why, and I got on about that. I said, if you would have told me this shit before you gave her the money, I would have shut out. That shit wouldn't even happen. Now she over here thinking like, damn, I should have told her. She looking stupid, you know what I mean, while we're in the room and stuff. I'm like, but that's the stuff you got to do, bro. Like, stop trying to always get over on people, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, if they with you, bro, they with you for a reason, man. Just look out for them. You ain't gotta, goddamn, you ain't over here giving them houses or buying them brand new cars, but it don't cost nothing to look out for somebody, bro. It ain't always about money. It's because a lot of people don't have that kind of advice, that guidance, somebody actually care about them. Because like I said, some of these girls I deal with, they've been through it. Their parents died, they've been adopted, all kind of stuff. They don't know who their mama is, all kind of stuff, bro. So it's, this is what it is. You gotta just look out for people, bro, too. Don't always be so caught up on what you want. Because like I said, with a woman, I mean, don't you want somebody who got your back? Don't you want somebody who actually like you? Or you want somebody who just want to take your money and cheat on you all day? You know what I mean? It's just what it is, bro. But whatever, bro. So in that case, if she would have came, and I told her, if she would have came to me before she gave her the money, that would have never happened. That would have never happened. So that's why I got mad at her, not because it wasn't my money. It's the fact because I could have stopped that because she didn't have nobody to like look out for. You know what I mean? I was like, man, you got to fuck that. Hell no, you might give her the money. That would have been it. She wouldn't have been out on the 5,000 or whatever. And now she don't, she ain't mess with the girl no more because she already know I told her what it was. She ain't gonna pay you back. So now she lost a friend and now she lost $5,000, bro. But at a certain amount, you gotta have that paperwork. Like I say, anything over 100, bro, go ahead and get that contract. You can print online, have them sign it. If you want to do interest or whatever, that's on you. Like I say, it's business. It ain't nothing personal. Oh man, I gotta give you interest too. You gotta do that if you go to a bank. Oh, I forgot. The bank will give you the motherfucking money because your ass broke. You got some sorry ass credit. I'm trying to help you out, bro. So go ahead. It's business, bro. So don't be afraid of staying 10 toes down. If you got 1 foot, 5 toes down, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. But don't let somebody tell you how you gonna let somebody borrow your money. Like, what, bro? You asked me to borrow money. How you gonna tell me how I'm gonna let you borrow money? Nah, homie, we do interest over here, homie. I'm not gonna hit you over here with $300. I mean 300%. Like if you go to one of them janky ass little payday loan places. Nah, I'm gonna give you, know what I'm saying, a little something, little interest, 5, 10, 15 or whatever. You gonna pay me back on Friday? All right, you got till Monday, and then after that we're gonna figure something out. That's all it is to it, bro. And then at that point, when they realize you serious about your money, they ain't gonna ask you. That's how it's gonna go down, bro. I promise. Because you can't do that at the bank. Say, man, I'm over here. I'm trying to get a couple dollars until the next payday. Okay, well let me run that credit. Nah, Mr. Rogers, your credit is -5. We can't do that. Sorry. It's best for you to go up the street. So why are you mad? Because I'm documenting this. Because they not gonna pay you back. That's the whole principle. They just make it look good, but in reality, nah, I ain't about to pay this dude back. So that's the thing you gotta look out for. It's a lot of slicksters out there and all this stuff like that. So I'm not gonna target this only the women. It's people in general, fam. But like I said, if you don't know her and she come off and like, oh, can you let me borrow a couple dollars? I need to pay this bill. Go ahead and double it, bro. Don't give her a dime. Don't give her a dime. If she ain't been rocking with you for real, don't dare open your wallet and no female borrow no money, bro. I don't care what it is. Like I say, because you got a lot of women now, like I say, they out here just prostituting. They out here getting money from random dudes. They out here sleeping with any and everybody. And you know, that's the life they living right now. So you gonna let some random female you met online talking about, oh, she had a hard time paying her rent. You gonna let her borrow some money which she won't give back? You ain't the first dude that she asked that question. You ain't gonna be the last. So with that being said, don't be a sucker. And I'm gonna say this before I end the video. Again, if you let somebody borrow money, get that shit documented, write it down, have them sign it too, and then you go from there. And on top of that, you're only gonna loan them based off their income. I'm a simple math. If they need to borrow $5,000, guess what? You need to make $10,000 a week. So that's $40,000 for that to make sense. Because if you go to a bank, go talk to a financial, but they gonna tell you what it is. Well, this is what they gonna tell you. They gonna tell you never let nobody borrow money. That's what they gonna tell you. And then they gonna give you, that scenario I just gave right there. Well, if you do, technically it's supposed to be like this. That's what it is. So they ask for $500, you gotta make $1,000 a week. That's all there is to it. But remember, hear this out. If they make that kind of money a week, why do they need to borrow money from you? Remember, I need to borrow $1,000. Okay, well, AMA said they gotta make $2,000 a week. 2,000 times 4, that's $8,000, fam. So what are you doing in your life for you to be broke and you make $8,000 a week? I mean, $8,000 a month. There you go, bro. That's just financial advice 101. That's all it is too. But anyway, guys, I hope I'm gonna say this too, because I'm gonna say this before I finish. I don't care if it's $1, bro. You still gonna be pissed off, because some fact is somebody owes you money. So that's the thing too, man. You got these people out here trying to belittle you. It ain't nothing but a funky old little $10, little $5. Yeah, but you need to borrow it. So gotta get that little funky $5, $10 back. They gonna try to shame you, bro, because you gotta confront, you gotta turn to a goddamn loan shark pretty much to get your little $5 back. That's what they do. They try to belittle you. Okay, well, if it's a little sorry ass $5, $10, then why you need to borrow it from me? Give it back, fam. It's been 3 weeks. You know what I mean? It's been 3 weeks. That's what it is, bro. So don't feel bad because, she let her borrow 5 or 1,000, AMA 200. Shit, he just owed me 100. Nah, fam. Nah, you gotta collect that. You gotta collect. That's what it is, bro. So don't let them people try to shame you because they try to make sense like it ain't a whole lot of money. Nah, it's a whole lot of money to you because you needed it, bro. You over here begging me on my birthday for the money. Nah, I need that back plus some. That's what it is, man. So I'm gonna say this right now, bro. Don't ever be ashamed or afraid to say no. And I'm gonna say this too, especially in the poor community. And of course, poor, it comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes, bro. You know what I'm getting at. It ain't a black thing, it ain't a white thing, a Mexican, Chinese, all of them. Every culture has a broke department, a poor department. So I'm gonna say that, bro. I know this because listen, your mama, your daddy probably on drugs, your mama probably on drugs, they probably both on drugs, all kind of stuff. Don't let them muster you out your money. Don't let them try to trick you or shame you out your money. Well, I'm your mom, I've been raised, you give me, nah, bro. I know a lot of you people, whoever come across the video, some of you people watching the videos is in a shitty situation right now. I understand. That's why I'm making this video, bro, because I know a lot of times it happens to the people in the poor community. They prey on their kids to take care of them. They prey on their kids to give them, they take care of their kids and do all this stuff. You borrow your car, take them here and there. They don't try no effort at all to support themselves. So never feel ashamed, bro, to tell them no. And I know that, like I said before, the belittling, the manipulation, the shame is all gonna come together. Trust me, bro. That's what they do because they can't get it no other way. They're gonna try to make you less of a person because you ain't want to give them your hard-earned money. Remember, you the one going to work for that money every day. What they doing every day? Sitting at home smoking and drinking beer all day? Nah, bro. Get out of here, fam. Get out of here. So anyway, I hope this video will help. Matter of fact, I know this video will help. If you got any stories, any questions, comment, whatever, you already know. Leave them down below. Any and everybody's welcome. Like, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And no matter what, bro, always protect your peace, your pockets, and your purpose. All right, guys.